Came back out to see what I needed, and apparently my basil's going nuts, because what I do is I clip these little seedlings off and they go back in the pots. And I just did this a week ago. You can tell because that was all the basil I just pulled out. So all this just goes back in the pots. And sorry, I'm trying to do this one-handed. And all I do is, like right here, where this is here, I cut this low. And then that turns around and goes in my bowl. My bowl's filling up rather quickly. So that's it. All you do is you find, let's grab another one here. Let's see. Here we go. I'll cut the seed pods off because it's taking energy from the plant and I want it all on the leaves. So what I'll do is this one right here is not a big deal. I'll just cut that. Oh, look. See all the pollinators here flying around. What I would do is I would cut it here, right above that next branch of leaves, and then that would make all of these leaves here take off. I keep doing that, and every time I do it, you can see this one here, I did it right in here, and it branched out and it took off and went in 6 different directions. Every time you do that, it gets bushier. So you can see the basil just goes nuts here. And I got basil down here. Now here I'm doing a little companion gardening where my basil and my thyme is together. And then you can also put it with oregano. There's oregano. And just keep going. But this right here I think was 1 pack of seeds. And I just put them in the dirt and let them go. And this is what I'm getting. So I got more than enough basil. Okay, we're doing this video a little backwards because I've already pulled it out of the dehydrator, but now I'm going to show you how I put it in. First thing I do is I go ahead and, oh, that's why I do it. See that little frog take off? There's a frog in there I didn't see. We'll catch him in a minute. Oh, there's another one. Okay, I gotta catch the frog. I'll be back. Little guy. Okay, that was really quite funny. I do this to, I rinse them like this to get just the bugs, and just do a little rinse. And that's it. And see, all I do is I set them in the tray. This one's got some seed in it. I set them in the tray, and I try not to put them over the center too much. I'm trying to do this one-handed. I'll clean it up here after a while. We'll do that one in a minute. Find a smaller one. There we go. And all you do is lay it in there. Make sure that your leaves are not across the grate on the side. Try not to let any of your stuff touch any of the other stuff if at all possible. And that's it. Just lay it in there. That one's done. Pretty much. I didn't get that much because I just done this a week ago, but I figured I might as well get some more since I tend to give it away. Grab the next tray, throw some on here, spread it out. Like these right here, that's a good cluster. I'm going to end up cutting those into different limbs so they're more like this, so they lay in there better. That was really funny with the frogs because I do this to get rid of spiders. There's typically always a spider or something in here, but in this case it proved my point. It was not planned. There were 2 little tree frogs in there, which was entertaining. It took me about 5 minutes to catch them both. One I caught right off the bat, but the other one wanted to hide over here behind a knife set. So that's it. And then I'm going to put this on the dehydrator for a couple of days. Some people say, you know, just a day is fine. I like to get as much moisture out of it as possible. Yeah, that's fine. I got plenty of trays. And that is it. Let me break up these other 2 bigger limbs and I'll check back with you in a second. Okay, so here's my lid. My lid's just going to go on. Because I leave it on for so long, I don't really think it matters whether you're like this or like this. I figure that right there gives me more closure than anything else. Now, something else that I do, it's just kind of a neat little thing. I've got 2 empty trays, and if you have empty trays, put those under your other trays. Therefore, you pull your product as far from the heat as possible. So I'm going to put that on here, and then we'll put it on there. And there it is. So I'm going to put it on there, and in about an hour or so, it's going to make the whole house smell like fresh basil. Some people, kind of ask me why I leave it on there so long, and again, it's just to make sure it's really dehydrated. But that's it. Okay, a lot of people ask about how I do my herbs, and this is just going to be a quick class on how I do that. It's really simple. You basically just take the herbs, and what I do is I cut the stem right above a leaf, like right here, and I'll take that section and I'll put them on the dehydrator, and we'll go from there. But I'm going to show you. All I do basically is just pull them off the stems like this. Just pull them off there, put them in a bowl, and I'll get to the next step when I'm done with this. This bowl would have been overflowing back when I had it, when I first did it, when it was right off the plant. I should have gotten a picture of that. This is just the stems, and all I'm going to do with the stems is chuck them. Now there are some small stems in here, like right there. You can see there's a small stem. You can pull that off, pull it out, or leave it. What I like to do is just go ahead and leave it and see if some of the smaller pieces will break off in the processor. And then when I'm done and I get ready to put it in the container, if there's stems, then I'll pull them out. But that gives a lot of flavor when you're making stews and stuff. So we'll go on to the next step. Okay, I want to show you a couple of the tools that I use. This is what I used to use, just a little dollar store food processor chopper deal, and it works really well. I have actually gone to the Ninja. There's right there. These are the blades. This really chops it up good. I got this for something else. Somebody wanted me to try to do salsa with it, but I haven't liked it for this. What I like about it is with this one here, right in here, you get powder coming out right through there, and it gets all over the counter. With this one here, you put your herbs in there, you put the lid on, and then this motor goes right through the lid so that you don't end up with anything. So I just wanted to show you all that. Really, it's just as simple as it can be. All you do is basically just cram as much of this in here as you can. Be careful of the blades, they are sharp. And then when it's packed, you fire it up. Okay, there it is. It's done. Now, one of the things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure you have it before you get started on the dehydrate. After it's dehydrated, is make sure you have a clean and dry counter. As you're sticking leaves in here and you're pulling them off the stems, little pieces of leaves want to jump out and land on the counter. You tend to want to pick those up and put them in there. If they picked up moisture off the counter because you just wiped the counter down, or somebody spilled water or something, or condensation, you're going to put moisture back into what you just dehydrated, and you're going to end up with a moldy mess inside your container. Okay? So all we do is put the lid on there, secure it a little bit, our little Ninja handle. Hold this button up here on top and watch it go. It only takes about 20 seconds, if that. Okay, I think that's enough. I don't think that was 20 seconds. Let's pull the lid off, take a peek. Try and do this one-handed here. See, that broke that down. Alright, now we're going to put it in the container, and I'm going to show you the differences on why you want to grow your own herbs and do it this way. Okay, what I use is I like to use Parmesan cheese containers. They are huge, and you get a lot of stuff in them. They've got the shaker side, so you can shake them in there, and they got the pour side, so you can pour if you want to. And what I tell you is, one plant, you can do this with a single plant from Walmart, just the lettuce, basil, the sweet basil, whatever you want. If you keep trimming it and you keep watering and you keep it, doing really well, you can end up with a couple of these in a season. At least a good full solid one. Okay, the plants cost about $2 to $3, and let me show you what you get for $3. This is the size you get at the store, and this is 1.88 ounces. Now this is a pickling spice, but that's the size of the jar that you would get if you get basil. And that's about $4 or $5, maybe even $6, depending on how good a brand you get. So that's what you're going to get at the store. So you can get fresh herbs with, and that there's been no pesticides or what you've used on it. So that's what I would do, is do it that way, do it naturally, and do it yourself. That lid was on a little tight, so I had to pause the video. Okay, now this is a canning funnel. I use it for canning. You can get them at any of your grocery stores or Walmart, whichever, wherever you go to get it. And they're about $2 or $3, but I use them for more than canning. Looky there, look how simple that is. And all I do is I reach in here, pull the blade out. Be very careful with the blade. Throw it in the sink. And all I do is just pour it in there. I think this one may have hit its maximum. Shake it a little bit. Good, it got down below the rim. Alright, well, I don't think I'm going to be able to add any more basil to that one. Alright, that is a large Parmesan cheese container. Oh, let's see, we got a little stem right there. There's that one there. One right there. You can leave these in there, but people get a little upset if they're chewing on them. And that's it. That's basil. That's a lot of basil. I do this with sage, basil, mint, rosemary. The rosemary is an evergreen, so you don't have to because it's always there. But I like to have some on hand in case it's raining or snowing. I don't want to go outside to get some, or I typically tend to give a bunch of it away. So that's it. That's how to dehydrate your herbs and stuff. I'm gonna reload this dehydrator here. I'm gonna reload it with Comfrey or something else now because I keep it running all the time. So there you go. Thanks a lot, and keep giving us likes and watches.